hopefully our audience is really familiar with what benefits we get from Yelp, from using Yelp.
As a customer.
But you happen to be here roaming around the National Restaurant Association show. So that tells me
this is an inside industry show.
Right.
You must be talking to them about something different than we would normally focus on. True or false?
Right, well, so you hit the nail on the head. There's two audiences on Yelp, so to speak. We've got consumers, or Yelpers as we like to call them, the people that write reviews, also look up information on local businesses, and then of course we have the businesses that are listed on the site. So just to put it in perspective, in January of this year we hit a new milestone with 100 million unique visitors coming to the desktop site.
That's fantastic.
Another 10 million using Yelp's mobile app, so we can talk about that in a little bit. But you know, there's also all the businesses listed on this site. There is a site for business owners on Yelp, biz.yelp.com. There's a ton of free tools that businesses can use to check traffic to their page, add content to their page, photos, which are very important in the restaurant industry, and also respond to their reviews, which is something that we really recommend businesses get in the habit of doing. Because, I mean, here's the thing, with the way that the social media landscape has evolved, businesses now have some direct insight into the conversations that are happening about their business. So it's important, especially for folks in the restaurant industry, to pay attention to those conversations, and then of course respond to those reviews.
Positive or negative? Should they respond to all of them? What would be your response strategy if you were a restaurateur?
Yeah, well, you know, you can respond to both positive as well as negative reviews. On the positive side, you don't really need to say a ton.
Really not like everyone, but
right. You really already won those people over as a customer, so it's just an opportunity to thank them for the business, introduce yourself as the restaurant owner or manager. And on the negative side, here's the thing, it's important to keep in mind that in general, you know, people are talking about their experiences day in, day out. About 79% of the reviews on Yelp are actually 3 stars or higher, right? So I think there's a common myth that people are more likely to share negative experiences. It's completely normal if a business does have negative reviews, but being diplomatic is the best strategy. You just want to think about what your policies are for face-to-face interactions. Apply the same logic to a written response.
Is there currently a way, or are you guys thinking about doing it, for restaurant owners to offer, to see the feedback and then offer coupons or anything else to go out to that customer?
That's a great question. We actually recommend that if businesses are responding to reviews, whether positive or negative, they don't offer any sort of incentive one way or another. Really what you want to do, especially in the situation of a negative review, is thank the person for their feedback, address whatever their concerns are, and then move forward from there. And doing that is something that we've seen a lot of the successful businesses on Yelp implementing when it comes to achieving a strong rating on the site. Now, we do have some options for restaurants to post deals and gift certificates as well, where people can actually buy those directly from a business's Yelp listing or also on the mobile app, and those are just good touch points to attract additional business. There's a couple of things that we do to really make sure that we're displaying the most useful information to our consumer audience. And so the first thing is that we have an automated software system built on the site, which is our review filter. I was actually recently just talking to Jeremy Stoppelman, our CEO and co-founder, about this. We put a video out on YouTube with him telling the history of the review filter. And he pointed out that when we were building Yelp, the common behavior pattern was that businesses would just go write testimonials for themselves, or you know, they would maybe go write some reviews, negative reviews for their competitors, and that was just kind of how you won in the online world. And so understanding that that behavior pattern exists on the internet in general, that's why we decided to create this Yelp filter way back when, review filter as I should say. And so ultimately it's a computer algorithm that looks at a wide range of information associated with every Yelp user and every review. It looks at that information and figures out whether or not a particular Yelp user's review will be stored in the filtered sections, we like to call it, or displayed on a business's page, which will then count towards the overall rating. So that's the first sort of mechanism that we have in place when it comes to quality control. The second thing is that we also recently launched a consumer alerts program. And so we have people that actually run sting operations at Yelp, believe it or not, that you know, will respond to some of these Craigslist ads that are asking people to write reviews for 25 bucks a pop. If we catch businesses doing that red-handed, then we'll put a consumer alert on their page and we'll say that we caught somebody red-handed.
I like that. They should be punished for that.
Okay.
Anyway.
I was going to say how, but never mind. I don't want to hear it.
And then finally, we do have a set of review guidelines on the site as well, which are enforced by our user support team. So generally speaking, we let people exercise their freedom of speech, but sometimes things get posted that warrant evaluation and also removal. So for example, we don't allow threats or harassment in the content of reviews. They have to be a first-hand experience. And then also if there's a clear conflict of interest, let's say restaurant owner A goes over to restaurant owner B's Yelp listing, starts blasting with negative reviews, things like that don't really have a place on Yelp. So if people flag those reviews, we can evaluate them and then take them down.
Got it.
Just to go back to your question, you're right. We were founded in 2004, and we really started out mainly as a desktop experience, and then we developed an app also, and the app has really exploded in terms of, I would say, use and overall functionality for consumers. So
vital for consumers, I think, as opposed to just the desktop experience.
Right. Well, and here's an interesting statistic for you. Also, earlier we talked about the traffic. So 102 million people per month using the desktop site, 10 million people per month on average using Yelp's mobile app, but 45% of all searches on Yelp are now coming from mobile.
Wow.
And we find that these people have a greater sense of urgency. In fact, every second now, a call is being generated to a local business, or GPS directions are being mapped out to a local business through one of the mobile apps. Well, and also to your question earlier too about when are you going to be able to publish reviews, that's something that we've really evaluated pretty consistently. And just kind of as an aside, I think one of the things that we really looked at is review quality. And so what we wanted to avoid was to have people writing reviews in text speak, for example, winking smiley face, BTW, LOL. And so, as
or I kind of assumed it was like to make to institute a
about
cooling off period.
Yeah.
Well, you can draft a review from mobile. You can, though, post a quick tip. And so that's what I want to let you all know about. I'm not sure if you've played around with that feature yet.
I'm not.
But we found quick tips to be useful ways for our mobile audience to give people just a short snippet of information once they're checking into a business, for example, on the mobile app.
Okay. I think we're out of time.
We're getting the wrap up.
Yes, we
so
are. Unfortunately, we would love to talk to you more.
Oh, we could talk all
We have
day.
to let you go roam the floor and do your thing and talk to businesses.
Absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, I should say, speaking with you guys, and thank you again for having me here.
Well, thanks for coming
on. Thank you guys for watching, and stick around for more coverage from NRA
Right here.
at LRS.
Yeah, all those abbreviations and GeekBeat. She's Callie Lewis.
He's John P. Bye.